Good morning, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of the First Family of Vegas Daily Free Picks Winner Show. That's right, guys. The First Family of Vegas show is coming to you every weekday on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, joined by some of the world's best documented handicappers and biggest bettors. It's brought to you by the best website in the business, your one-stop sports betting shop, SportsMemo. My friends, we're going to be releasing a ton of free pick winners. We're going to get you out of here in time so you can take advantage of those free pick winners. But we also have some great betting insights. Going to have a few laughs too. Join us each weekday so we can improve your bankroll. We have a great show today. We'll panel a very special guest. Let me bring them on. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. My good friend Abby and my dear, dear old friend, my buddy, Dan Kaiser. Abby, let me start with you. Good morning, buddy.
Morning.
How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I appreciate your patience and everybody out there as well. Small technical issue. I never go late. You know how I do's it. That's how they say it. I do's it. You know how I do's it. I don't go late. I had to go a little bit late today. Otherwise, trust me, you didn't want to see what was going on here with the tech issue. I wasn't good looking. No, I'm kidding. Dan Kaiser, good morning. How are you today, buddy?
I'm doing good. I had a good day yesterday. 2-0 day yesterday. So I'm looking forward to today and the dollar best bet Wednesday, and I got a nice 5% play out there for people.
Good stuff. We're gonna get into some discounts in a second, guys. Real quick, Dionne. When you're winning like Dionne D'Amico is,
you don't have to do videos.
She's taking off days now. She's taking days off on me. I hope she's not holding out because if our viewership sinks and she says, well, I'm in demand, I want a raise, I'm not giving her a raise. Having said that, she is taking another day, but we're getting a lot more viewers and a lot more visitors to the website. She's a big part of that. Hopefully she'll be back. I don't know if we're going to be on tomorrow the next day. I'll confirm that later. I normally don't let that cat out of the bag. I'll tell you guys why. Real quick, I bought the house next door to mine. I closed on it 5-6 weeks ago. So around the time when my little Dice got sick and then crossed the Rainbow Bridge. So it really wasn't going to give out, hey, guys, Dice passed away, but here's some good news. It wasn't into that. But I've got some workers coming, and they confirmed yesterday that they're going to be coming tomorrow morning. They come here about 5:30. They unload. They get started at about sunrise, 6:15, 6:30, and they're going to be gutting the front yard, the sides of the houses, and the backyard. They're also going to be gutting the inside of the house. I got 2 sets of workers coming the next few days. They're going to be stepping on each other's toes. I don't care. Then in a few weeks, I have somebody gutting and redoing the pool.
How long is all that going to take to fix, to get all done?
It's going to take a few days. It's going to take several days. They're going to work through Saturday. They'll tell me they'll work on Sunday. That's fine. I'll see how much. It'll only take a few days, but then the pool situation will take 3. But that's one day is very quiet. What they do is they drain the pool. Don't tell the water department. It's against the law to do that. They drain the pool. Then they come in the first thing in the next morning, they chip the whole pool, the interior of the pool away. And then the next day they come in and they replaster. Oh, no, even that day they replaster the whole pool. Then it takes about a day. Then they come back and they fill the pool back up. But it's like a 4-day situation. Then they make sure everything's good. So 4-day, but day 1 and day 4 are not loud. They're just draining and then filling pools. Day 2 and day 3 are very loud. I know they did my pool. I've been living in the same house for 35 years. I own 6 houses now in this neighborhood and 2 across the street. And I had the best pool builder in Vegas build my pool 35 and a half years ago. Tango Pools. Everybody knows he was the best pool builder in Vegas. And this is the first time, like 3 years ago, resurfaced the interior of the pool. I know people that do it every 5, 6, 7 years. 35 years. So it would have been like 32 or 33 years. I didn't have to redo it, but I was getting some dimples. You redo it before you get all these dimples. And I had it done pretty well. But I have to have that done. And I'm not looking to resell. I just may rent it out. I've got renters in the other properties, especially in Spanish Trails across the street. It's a very nice neighborhood, Spanish Trails. Celebrities, Andre Agassi, Steve Wynn used to live there, David Copperfield, all these people. Agassi still has a house there.
I heard Jose Canseco's in Vegas. He lives in Vegas?
He lives in Vegas, doesn't live in this neighborhood. I know, and he wants to come on the show, Abby.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, my buddy Rick, who I did see last night. Thanks, Rick, over at Sports Memory. He's a sports memorabilia guy. He's brought in everybody from Joe Montana to the 89-90 Rebels to, you know it, you name it, he brings in everybody, but he does Canseco regularly because Canseco does live here in town. But Jose wants to come on the show. So we're going to try to see if we get him on.
Okay.
He wanted to fit because that's a show. Obviously, he wants to take part in it. We're going to talk a lot about baseball and things, but we want to give him a little airtime too. So, but I don't know. It's scheduling and stuff like that. But he does want to come on the show. Saw my buddy Rick last night. A friend of mine from the senior center said it's my husband's birthday. Can you get him anything? Pittsburgh Steelers. I called up Rick. I said, well, what do you want? You want a jersey? You want a football? What do you want? She said, you got one of those mini helmets? So Rick called me back. He said, Joe, I got Bradshaw signed mini helmets, and I've got Ben Roethlisberger signed. I have a Watt somewhere. I don't know where it is. So I said, how much? He says, take the Bradshaw. I said, don't give me that because you want to sell it. He said, Bradshaw's not going to sign anymore. Take the Bradshaw, trust me. I asked her what she wanted before I told her. She said, how much? Is that like $500-600? I was like, are you kidding me? It's for me. Don't worry about it. So I went to see him, but Canseco does want to come on. He lives here right down the block. I live on Trop. My main cross streets are Trop and Rainbow. And and right down the block between Arville and Decatur. Don't quote me on that. Or Jones and Arville. No, Jones and Decatur. I don't know, Arville. It was guys, Jones and Decatur. Jose Canseco is a car wash. It's green and yellow. It's got the Oakland A's colors up. He's there from time to time, but he's doing a signing with my friend Rick. I think they're going to be at Arizona Charlie's June 6th. Don't quote me. I'll talk about it the week before. We'll see if we get him on the show to promote on this show during that time to promote that signing. We'll see. Jose does live here in town. We got a lot of good people. Derek England, I see him all the time. He lives in town. Larry Johnson lives here in town. You see,
Larry Johnson lives in Vegas? I didn't know he lives in Vegas. Okay.
Larry Johnson and I are best friends for 35 years.
How many years?
We can talk about it. Now, he used to come to my pool parties right in that backyard, but I wasn't dumb enough to take pictures because, as you know, there was a guy here that took pictures of them in a hot tub. Wasn't one of mine. All right, years ago, and some players got in trouble. The guy was affiliated with
Wait, you knew Larry Johnson for 30-something odd years?
Yeah. Larry's a buddy of mine. They're all Anderson, Greg. They're all good friends of mine. I had them on. Who did I have on the show? I think I had Mo Scurry, still a friend of mine. They're all friends of mine. They used to come to my parties. You know why? My wife's down the hall. We used to have strippers and cold beer and good food. And I wasn't dumb enough to ever bring a camera.
So. And a whole bunch of wings, right?
I'll tell you what, man. I see Larry a lot. He is one of the greatest people in the world. And in my opinion, not because I'm partial, the single greatest college basketball player of all time. There was nobody that dominated in college basketball. And he wasn't just great at any one thing, who's great at everything. And that was the greatest college basketball team of all time. You could tell me about the Wooden years, some of the North Carolinas. You could tell me North Carolina with Worthy and Jordan. You could tell me about some of the Duke teams. None of those teams were as complete on both ends of the court as that Rebels team. And if you think they lost that second year to Duke, you are mistaken. Having said that, guys, that was the most complete. You know who they remind me of, Dan?
Let's not bring that up again.
You remember the Hurricanes? What's that?
I said you had to bring that up again. I started just getting over the last time we brought that up.
Listen to me. Do you remember the Jimmy Johnson Miami Hurricane teams?
Yeah.
Okay. He had people on that team that no other school wanted because they were trouble. And he also got them to gel together and play. And people got mad at him for running up scores when he had his second team on the field entire second halves. They were still scoring. This team reminds me of that team because they had no weaknesses. They had strength. They had speed. They had power. They could play defense. They could play inside. They could play outside. And they had depth. And they never blew their cool, no matter what. They always were. They had a lot of emotion on the court, but they were all business. That was the single greatest college basketball team of all time. It's not because I'm here. Because I'm telling you, when I moved here, I was a Duke and North Carolina fan and a Syracuse fan coming from New York. In New York City, we didn't have any teams. Who was going to root for NYU? I mean, so we rooted kind of for Syracuse. They were a New York team. But when you grew up in the 80s like I did, Dean Smith and Coach Krzyzewski were in a class by themselves. Yeah, Valvano that couple years, and this guy and Patino was just making a name and this and that. But I always liked Duke of North Carolina, even though they were hated rivals. But I was a Duke fan, because you just fell in love with Coach K and his coaching style. That it could be quiet at times and volatile at times, get all red in the face. Remind me a lot of Coach Joe Gibbs, who I loved. Coach Joe Gibbs, and I had a talk here once. He was here for an NFL situation, and he was telling me about coaching styles. And he said there were certain players, all you got to do is look at. Certain players, you could just say, I'm very disappointed in you. And certain players, you got to scream at the top of your lungs out like Dexter Manley. He specifically named Dexter Manley. He says, and you knew how to get stuff out of him. So Coach K was like that. Sometimes he would blow up. Sometimes he would be calm, but he would get that red in the face.
Some coaches like Coach K, they have like a split personality when they're coaching, right?
I wouldn't say a split personality. You knew it was going to piss them off or set them off.
Yeah.
Bad play, mistakes, bad calls, or any opponent manhandling his own team. He always thought of his squads, and I like this about him and Dean Smith, as his boys, his children. You got to love that. And he played the best players. If a guy was not performing, he did the best he can to get him to perform. He couldn't, he put in the guy next in line. And that's what sports is about. You got to play your best if you want to win, and the guy won. So I was a Duke fan, so I want you to think I'm playing favorites when I say that was the greatest college basketball team of all time. We got Pete chiming in. Hi, Pete. Good morning. We got lots of stuff to talk about. Let me go into the First Family Show is on its own YouTube channel. Subscribe now, like it, ring that bell so not to miss a single show. If we do not have shows tomorrow and Friday, which most likely, I will put something out on social media. I don't know for sure. I don't want to confirm it because they said they're coming early. I just know because I own properties, and I know that because it gets so hot here by 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they have to be off the site. So having said that, I will confirm it and put something up later tonight. It'll be tomorrow morning early. Couple things we can talk about. Dan and I spoke about this yesterday. Abby, you could chime in. We've got some, things going on in the NBA. You got teams now that have ended series. Today we've got 2 games. Warriors on the road, 3-1, a 4.5 point underdog. We've got on the road the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Lakers, up 3-1, a 5.5 point underdog. Hockey today. You got the Panthers, 3-1 on the road at the Lightning. That is a tough series. I'm not going to lie to you. You got the Canadians at the Capitals. Capitals at home again, 3-1, laying $1.90. A lot of juice there. And how about this one? 2-2, deadlock Blues, Jets. Those Blues are pesky. They don't go away. But the Jets are back home themselves today, laying $1.70. Let's chime in. Abby, any thoughts on NBA first? Today,
I do have a 5%. My first 5% play on SportsMemo. It's a first half NBA total. So my first ever 5% play today, but it's only for $1 today.
$1. We're going to talk about the discounts in a moment, but we do have $1. We've never done this before in SportsMemo, guys.
Yeah, so I have that.
This is like going into your favorite restaurant. They got lobster tail and filet mignon, which, by the way, we're having tonight on the grill. And they say, hey, we got it for $1. What's it going bad? So, guys, we'll talk about these discounts. But, Abby, what about the other? I don't know what game you have. Do you want to comment about the state of the NBA or anything?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was pretty surprised that the Knicks didn't close out Detroit yesterday. That shocked me. I had the one of my client plays was the Pistons in the first half, so I had Detroit covering the first half.
Good.
And I thought the Knicks would win, but not cover the 6 points. So I was a little surprised they didn't actually win the game. It just goes to show you that nothing's for certain in the NBA. Nothing's for certain. When you think a team's going to close out a series, they don't close it out. It's the opposite. So
Abby, I'm going to make you laugh. You ever want to see a guy turn beet red? Hey, Dan, what do you want to talk about with the Knicks and Pistons? Anything? He hates one team more than the other. Dan did mention yesterday he hates the Pistons, but the Knicks even more. Am I correct, Dan?
I wouldn't say I hate the Knicks more, but I've always said the Pistons are the one Detroit team I hate the most.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
It's from the Lambeer.
That's like That's like one of those parents that say, my kid is the smartest kid in special ed class. I don't know what to make of that.
Well, I don't usually don't like Detroit teams to begin with, but out of all of them, the Lions and Tigers are at least winning now, so I can support them again. But I'll never support the Pistons or the Red Wings.
I understand. All right, let's talk about hockey. Hockey. Got some great matchups today. Got some series that are really. I would say that without question, the NHL playoffs are looking more competitive than the NBA playoffs. But, the NBA first round is always like that.
Yeah.
NHL's got some really good series, some very exciting series. We got 3 games today. I got plays on 2 of them. I could tell you that I have, and I do have an NBA play tonight. I will tell you this. I have a play on the Warriors Rockets. I'll tell you about later. As far as the T-Wolves and Lakers go, I really do feel. I feel the T-Wolves got this team's number, you got to understand, guys. 3-1, then you go on the road. People say, well, they don't want to win it on the road. BS. These teams want to finish these series as quickly as possible. This way, that gives them an opportunity to get an extra day's rest here or there before the next round. But I do feel Minnesota has Los Angeles' number. I know the Lakers have got their backs up against the wall, but. Man, if LeBron and Luka were going to do it, wouldn't they at this series at least be tied up at this point?
I like the under in this game because in LA, I know the last 2 games have gone over in Minnesota, but in LA, the last 3 out of the last 4 games have gone under. It's been 1-3 to the under. Mm-hmm. So I like the under 209. I think it'll be a defensive battle because the Lakers are desperate. They're in a desperate situation right now.
Okay, but I really feel, everybody's saying how LeBron and Luka's numbers are so good, but the supporting. Listen, here's the thing. In situations that 1 or 2 guys really got to step up, that means the rest of the supporting cast isn't.
Yeah.
And it takes away from them game. And if those 2 guys, and we all know LeBron likes to call for the ball quite a bit, if they're going to be taking more shots, maybe they should spread it around a little bit because obviously, even though they're putting good numbers up in as individuals, they're not winning the series. Maybe they should spread the ball around a little bit. I don't know. All right, I don't play in the NBA. God knows I'm about 3 feet too short to play in the NBA. But I will tell you, I think the Timberwolves come in here very competitively. I don't think they roll over. I don't think they take their foot off the gas. And if they do finish out the series, they have a little time to rest and prepare. And I don't see the Lakers blowing them out, I'll be honest. The other game I got to play. Dan, comment on anything about the NBA or no?
No, I think the Lakers are done. I think J.J. Redick could be in trouble. I mean, how do you play in a playoff game, not play your bench in the second half?
It's ridiculous.
You got a 40-year-old LeBron. I know he's playing well, but this is the guy that invented load management, and you play him the whole second half, and now it's a game, and you lose the game, and now you got to win this game, and they're going to be tired, and they were tired at the end of that game. I think Timberwolves are young legs. I think they'll run past the Lakers in this one, especially in the second half.
I think giving them this many points, I think, is a mistake. If this game was like 2.5, 3.5, I could see it a little more attractive to the favorite. But I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think it's too many points. Hockey, guys. You got 2 3-1s. I think these are interesting. I will tell you this. I would not touch the Florida-Tampa Bay game, even if I rendered an opinion.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tampa's at home. They're down 3-1. They're laying a small price, as $1.15 as of an hour ago. Don't quote me on these numbers, guys. They could have changed in the last hour while I was prepping for the show. But I wouldn't touch it. I do have plays on the other 2. I like the other 2 quite a bit. Abby, any thoughts on NHL?
I think I like Winnipeg to win the series against St. Louis, especially at home. They have the home ice. The home ice is very big in the NHL. So I think St. Louis. I think Winnipeg takes care of business, and they win the series. They win tonight and win the series.
Way to go! All right, Dan, you're basically Canadian. So what do you got to say about this hockey stuff?
Well, I'm basically Canadian. Abby is Canadian.
I'm Canadian.
Yeah, but
Abby is Canadian.
I know.
And you say I'm basically Canadian.
I like to mess with Dan. Guys, Dan lives in Michigan. So I always mess with him that he needs a passport to come back into the U.S.
So, Panthers close it out tonight. Vasilevsky's stunk this whole series, and I can't see him getting any better. And I like if I was betting that the Jets game, I'd take the Blues plus the puck and a half, just like Minnesota yesterday.
Okay. All righty. How about now? We did talk yesterday. I didn't see. Let me see. I know they won it. Well, I will tell you. Dan and I talked on this show about the Golden Knights, which won in overtime. Minnesota plays this team tough. They really do, and I just don't see them. Listen, here's the deal, guys. And you can say what you want about and I'm always going to support my Golden Knights. Nobody's afraid of this team. Okay, nobody's afraid of this team. They never have been since their inception. Teams don't come in like the Fortress is a tough place to play. It's one of the best home field advantages in the NHL. But nobody's afraid of them. They need you know what they need? They need Clark Gillies from the old Islanders team or one of the Boston Bruisers to come back because nobody's afraid of them. And a team like the Wild, they play them physical. And it shows because the Wild on paper is not as good as VGK. But yet they are thorn in their sides. And we talked about taking a puck and a half with them yesterday, Dan, you and I.
Yep.
I had a small play in them, just a nickel, just to have some poops and giggles. But I still think there's a lot more of that series, I'll be honest with you. What else we got? I have the other two games. Anybody else want to talk about any NHL stuff?
Nothing else, no.
We could talk about both New York teams in baseball exploding for about 1 million runs yesterday.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's funny. It's funny. I will tell you, though, looking at baseball, I know we can always say, yeah, the Dodgers, yeah, the Yankees, yeah, the Mets. You can't still tell me a month into this season that there's any one team that's going to be representing the NL or the AL. We could make an educated guess and say, well, the Dodgers will beat. I don't know. They play in that competitive division. There's two other teams playing pretty well. And you got to understand, in the division, you got to play these other divisional teams quite a bit. Yeah. They knock each other off. The same thing with the AL East. The Mets are clearly playing good ball. The Mets got great pitching. They start to hit, and they have been hitting. Guys, they're a dangerous team. I'm still surprised at the Atlanta Braves. I'll be honest with you. I think both Central divisions, I think you could take all 10 teams from the both Centrals and you still wouldn't combine them and you still wouldn't be able to field a team that would be a top team in any other division. I just think they're mediocre at both divisions. Not to put down Dan's Tigers. They're a good team. I had them a couple of times in the last few weeks. But I don't see them a world beater. I don't see the Cubs a world beater in the Central and the NL Central. I really don't. I think both of those divisions are really up for grabs more than the other four.
Because you never know, because there could be a lot of surprises this year. The teams, the top tier markets of baseball teams, the Dodgers, Yankees, and all these top tier baseball market teams that are projected to go far. You never know. A team can come in there and surprise them. You never know.
You got to also understand, it only takes, just like in the NFL, it only takes one injury for a team that's supposed to win 10, 11, 12, 13 games to be 8-8. The same thing here. You lose a good starter out of the rotation. I was reading some breakdowns today on some of these matchups. Is Glasnow pitching at his first start again? Is that who I read, Dan? Gonsolin. I'm sorry. My apologies. Gonsolin. I apologize, guys. I looked at every game on the board in detail today. I apologize if I missed this quote. Not done intentionally. It's not done because I don't know who's who. Gonsolin is back. I mean, it's his first back. Here's a guy who, and it's tough. It really is tough. A lot of these starters are done. I keep reading Tommy John surgery. In the old days, you would read about it every couple of years and go, and now you're reading it like every couple of weeks. Dan, am I right?
Yeah. But it's because it's gotten so good now. Because it's gotten so good that they don't even mess around anymore. They just go straight in. There's people been getting it done that don't even need it.
No, I agree.
But I don't understand why is it happening every couple of weeks as opposed to back in the day?
Pitchers are pitching harder, differently, more
velocity
stuff, right?
Yeah, velocity's up. Everything is go right now. Throw as hard as you can. And like I said, though, because it's gotten so good that instead of resting or instead of messing around and saying, "Oh, we'll rest and try it again," they're just going straight to Tommy John because they'll know once it's repaired, they'll get another 5, 6, 7 good years out of that arm.
Hopefully.
Instead of messing around.
It's crazy stuff. I'll tell you that it really is. But I'm going to tell you now. I'm a Yankee fan. I think that they need some pitching help badly. I think the Mets are a very good team, a team to be reckoned with. But they got to hit consistently. I think that the Dodgers are a very good team. There's no doubt about that. But I just don't see any one of these teams that you can honestly say right now they're going to be independent or they're going to vie for the pennant. Yeah, they'll probably vie for the pennant, those three teams. But I just can't clearly say it's clear cut. You got a lot of teams. You don't have any teams. You only got a couple playing above 600 ball. You don't have two. Outside of like 2 or 3 teams in the league, you can say are just absolutely atrocious. They're all battling it out in the middle of the pack, and it's the first month of the season. It's early, but there's a lot of baseball to be played, so anything could change. Let's talk about some discounts, guys, across the bottom of your screen. 30% off on daily or all access packages. Use code FAMILY30. That's for any of our cappers on the show this week. 30% off for Abby, Dan, Dionne, the First Lady of Las Vegas, any of our cappers, Steve Seagrave, Sniper West, you name it, Sean Higgs. Guys, any of these guys, that is a deal that you can't beat with a bat, no pun intended. Today is $1 Best Bets Wednesday at SportsMemo, and that does include 5% plays. Many of the cappers at SportsMemo, 5% plays, as you know, are the highest rated plays that we have over here. Many of the guys put up this. The first time we've ever done this. This shocked me when I got a message about this yesterday. I was happy, but it shocked me going, wow, we got the best collection of cappers in the business. We could price gouge people, and yet we're giving away plays for $1, including 5% plays. I know just about it as of an hour before the show, just about every capper has plays posted for $1. Go over to SportsMemo after the show. Follow you. Listen, you could get all 20 cappers that are on SportsMemo for $20. You can't beat that. And I don't know if you're going to get this deal again. I don't know. Yeah. I can tell you this. I am excited about it. I know you are. You could buy a pick from every capper on this roster over at SportsMemo, and it won't even cost you as much as a burger and a beer will cost you for lunch today. That is amazing. Friday, we've got Half Price Friday at SportsMemo, and guys, I am crushing it. I won a 5% play in baseball yesterday. I'm on a 9-1 documented premium release run over at SportsMemo. I am killing it. The great folks at SportsMemo could have said, hey, we're raising your price from $5.99 to $7.99, but they're not going to do that. If you go to SportsMemo, send them an email or go to the site and buy it and then hit them up and say, listen, I want the discount for $3.99. You will get every single premium release I have in baseball from today straight through the final out of the Fall Classic, the World Series in October for $3.99. Whether you bet $10 a game or $10,000, this will be the best baseball season you've ever had. I'm excited about this. All right. Before we give out any free winners, and we are going to give out several free winners on today's action, the floor is open. Comments, questions for Abby, Dan, or myself, fire away, guys. I want to talk about Dan Kaiser. Wow, he had another good night last night. Am I right, Dan?
Yep, 2-0 on 4% plays. So, yeah, looking forward to today.
Dan, the time to ride somebody like Dan, because he's always winning, but the time to ride him is when he starts getting hot again because he starts burning bookmakers. Boom, 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 every day. He goes on some very hot runs. I talk about Dan every day on the show because, first of all, he does need a passport to get back into this country. But I love Dan, and I know you love Dan. You could hit 350 one year and never hit 350 again. You could bang 50 home runs one year and never get above 30 again. All right, do something once, you're lucky. Do it twice, you're lucky. Do it year in, year out, you are great. In this business, with the explosion of social media, everybody's the best. And it's fine. Take it from where it comes, guys, but numbers don't lie. And Dan Kaiser's numbers for decades have been some of the best in the history of this business. And that's because he is a great capper. He's going to tell you what he's been doing at Sports Memo. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side of Sports Memo. He has a free play winner. Dan, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Yeah, again, had a good night, good day yesterday. Like I said earlier on yesterday's show, both of those would have been 5% plays, but I'm saving those for today. Today's free play. I'm doing going against the consensus or the norm. I've got a run line play here today on the Dodgers against the Marlins. This finishes off a 3-game series. The Dodgers took the first 2 games easily. The Marlins send Cal Control to the mound, and the Dodgers go, as we talked about earlier, with the Tony Gonsolin in his first major league start this season. Control is 2-2 this season, but he's got a 7.83 ERA and a 1.78 WHIP in 23 innings. And it gets worse when he faces the Dodgers. In his career, he's 1-6 against the Dodgers with an 8.05 ERA in just 34.2 innings. The Marlins, good offensive team. They put up 4.5 runs a game, but it's their pitching that's been let them down. They're 28th in ERA at 5.34. Gonsolin, he missed all the last season with an elbow injury. In his career, he's got a 3.19 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP. The Dodgers offense is slowed down a bit from earlier in the season. They're putting up 4.84 runs a game, but their team ERA is at 3.82. And that's why they just keep winning. Control's allowed 11 runs in his last 2 starts, and I expect the Dodgers to get some runs here. And you don't know the only thing that might turn you off of this game is Gonsolin making his first start. But I think he's going to be on a pitch count, so I don't think you're going to have to worry about him for long, and they'll just go to the bullpen, which has been good all season. 6 of the Dodgers' past 9 wins have been by 2 or more runs. I know they're the home team, but I'll lay the 1.5 runs with the Dodgers once again in this one.
Dan Kaiser says, lay the 1.5 with the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's a winner, and you will be too if you follow with that free pick. But more importantly, guys, go over to Sports Memo after the show and follow Dan Kaiser with these great discounts for the $1 plays. Dan, what do you got on the premium side for all of our viewers out there?
All right, I've got a 5% play on the early game. It's 12:45, I think, start. That's not the dollar play. The dollar play is another 5% play that goes tonight. And then I've got 2 other baseball games. I'm just sticking with the diamond tonight.
Guys, go follow Dan Kaiser with any of these great discounts. You're going to follow him to the bank. One of the best in the history of this business. After the show, go follow Dan, or just go over to the deals page over at SportsMemo. On any given day, you've got a slew of deals to choose from. I'm sure one is tailor-made just for you. Dan, I just want you to know we've talked about this before. You got to stop talking about getting whipped on the show. Whatever your personal preferences are, you got to keep them to yourself. By the way, you got to pay extra for that here in Vegas. Dan loves to talk about getting whipped. I got to be honest with you, Dan. You got to love Dan.
I do it just for you, Joe.
Not only is he a great capper, he's a great sport. He puts up with me on a regular basis. I truly appreciate him. I know you do too. Sports fans, Dan's going to stick around. So if you have any questions or comments for him, please fire away. I want to talk about Abby. Guys, he's a regular on Wednesdays on this show. We're going to have to get him on a few little more because he's doing really well over at Sports Memo. He's one of the newest newcomers to the Sports Memo brand, and he has hit the ground running. He's doing some great work in different sports. I see his name on leaderboards all the time. He's going to tell you what he's been doing at Sports Memo, what you can expect from him on the premium side of Sports Memo. He's got another free play winner. Abby, take it away.
No problem. Thank you very much. So, as you guys know, I mentioned earlier, I have my first 5% play at Sports Memo in the NBA. It's an NBA first half play, only for $1 Wednesday. So you guys want to jump on that quickly. It's a good opportunity to jump on before it's too late. A $1 play. It's a 5% play, NBA first half total. And last night I went 3-1. I had 4 plays, 3-1, 2-1 in the NBA, and 1-0 in MLB. So I'm on an 8-4 run for the NBA right now in the last 6 days or so, and MLB overall 11-9 overall in the MLB. So my free play today for the MLB is going to be The Atlanta and Colorado game. I have that one under 10 runs. I have the under for this game. I just find in general a lot of these afternoon games that I'm noticing they're going under the total in general for the most part, and this game is no exception. The last five meetings between these two teams I've gone under the total. Number one. Number two, Chris Sale last year when he faced Colorado, he pitched in 7 innings, didn't give up any runs, no runs, and his counterparts, Chase Dollander. He's historically against Colorado. He's 1-2 to the under against against Atlanta. 1-2 to the under. So all that ties into me liking the under in this game today, under 10 runs for the Atlanta Colorado game.
Great stuff from Abby, hitting the ground running over at SportsMemo. He says Atlanta Braves, Colorado Rockies under 10 is a winner. You will be too if you follow him with that free pick. And if you like his free pick, and I know you love his free pick, you're going to really love his premium releases. One more time, Abby, tell everybody what you got going on the premium side at SportsMemo.
Yes, no problem. Once again, it's a 5% play. My first 5% play at sportsmemo.com. It's an NBA first half play for a loony $1. Just $1 today. It's the best thing it's the best thing money can buy. Jump on it now. Seize the moment before it's too late.
Great stuff from Abby. You see his buzz link right there. As a matter of fact, all of our names, our Twitter handles, and our buzz links are up. sm.buzz/AJ. Just go over to SportsMemo. You'll find them. Guys, he's got the best smile on the website, and he's coming off another good night. We have a comment for you, actually, Abby. Russell said he actually makes some good money on Abby. He's a great guy. Well, Russell, we're glad you're tuning in. Thank you for the love and support. I'm sure Abby appreciates it as well. Stick around. You got any questions or comments for Abby? I'm sure he'd be happy to answer them. And if anybody wants to ask Dan about his preferences of being whipped, fire away. He loves it. Guys, if you do have any questions or comments, fire away. We're going to try to get to everything by the end of the show. And if you missed any portion of our free plays, we will do a rundown at the end of the show. Having said that, guys, I want to talk about the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico. She's been taking some time off so she could do some things behind the scenes for this show. And that's why we're getting more viewers. That's why we're getting more people over at SportsMemo, and we thank her for that. Now, she was killing it for weeks in a row. Last night, she had an off night. And I want you to know something. The sincerity and the integrity you find from the cappers at SportsMemo, unrivaled in this business. People don't tell you about bad days or bad runs. Dionne she handed me a note while Abby was doing his segment. Says, listen, I had my first off night in a while. She says, I will bounce back today. And I want to tell you something. You can't win every game. No one can. I don't care what you see on social media. I'm on a 32-0 run. I'd like to know where you're documented. A couple weeks ago, it was during college basketball. I was like on a 14-1 premium release documented run. And somebody says, well, that stinks. I'm on I don't know what he said, 27-0, 32-0. So I hit him up in a little message of where you're documented. He sent me a photo of a legal pad with him writing the games down and putting WWWL, WWWWWWWW. I said, okay, good luck to you. Having said that, Dionne's numbers don't lie, okay? She's one of the best in this industry. All right, her numbers are amazing. She had an off night last night. So what you're supposed to do is come right on today because Dionne doesn't have back-to-back off nights. She's on a 3-0 MLB run, an 8-4 NBA run. Today she has a 5% play. It's her 10-2 MLB home run play. She does not drop those. She has a 5% 3-0 NBA best bet. Excuse me. That one is up for $1. I can't believe she does. You put a 5% play for $1? Can I know what the play is? She won't tell me, guys. I'm going to have to go spend $1. If you buy it, hit me up in Slack or something. Hit me up on Twitter. Let me know what it is because I can't find out. She also has her NHL back of the net play. Those are killing it. I'm telling you right now. Every year since she's documented, like 5 years now, she's a top capper in NHL. She is killing it. Like I said, baseball won 3 in a row. Basketball 8-4 run. She's got 3 big plays, two of them 5%. And one of those 5% is $1 play. Follow Dionne. She's on fire overall. Guys, listen. Joe DiMaggio had a 56-game hitting streak. got out, they went and hit for another 14 or 16 or 17 games in a row. Guys, just because you have a bad day doesn't mean you're bad. Look at the overall records and then jump on a capper like the caliber of Dionne today, because she'll start a new hot streak. Trust me when I tell you that. Having said all that, adjust your volumes, guys, because I am excited again. The best big game hunter in the business did it again last night. After winning 8 straight premium releases in baseball, I dropped one 2 days ago. And I told you yesterday I'm not going to drop back-to-back big games. And I put up a 5% play. It was the New York Mets. They crushed it from the get-go. They were up. They were up. They were up. I want you to know I'm on a 9-1 MLB run that's documented. I put up a $1 best bet today. I put up my best bet. My best bets are just like they sound, the best bet on the board. I put that up for $1 because I want to give everybody out there, no matter the caliber of player, whether you bet $5 a game or 5,000 or 50,000, I want to get you a winner for $1. Okay. I'm on a 16-9 NBA run. I have my slam dunk, which is about my most popular NBA release. They're on an 8-3 run, and I've won 12 of my last 19 in the NHL. I have two of my most successful plays going off today. My 21-10, those are documented number slap shot, and my 66.6% power play. All these games are up right now at SportsMemo. I'm going to tell you now. In the last 3 or 4 weeks, I predicted sweeps 10 or 11 times. And of the 10 or 11 times, I swept all but one day. I will go 4-0 on premium releases today. I will go 4-0 on premium releases today. Just in case you're hard of hearing, put up your hearing aid. I'm going to repeat it. I will go 4-0 on premium releases today. Even if you just want to grab that $1 play to dip the toe before you dive in the Joe D'Amico pool, I understand. I will tell you, if you want that discount that they're offering over at SportsMemo, it's $3.99 straight through the World Series. Every one of my premium releases, no matter the play. I really don't put anything less than a 2% play up. Most of my plays are 3 and 4, and the 5% plays are my highest rated. You get every play I release from today straight through the final out of the World Series in October for $3.99. It will be the best baseball season you ever had. Now I want to talk about my free play today, guys, and it is a winner, winner, winner. All right, don't look now, but the Reds are surging very quietly. They have won 5 in a row to climb within just 1.5 games behind the Cubs for the top spot in the Central Division. They've dominated the Cards, taking 5 of the last 7, which includes Game 1 of this series the other day, 3-1. Yesterday's was PPD. The Cardinals have talent, but they're sitting in 4th place in the division at just 12-17. When they're playing on their own field, they're a pretty good team. They're a team to be reckoned with. However, their road record, one of the worst in baseball, 2-12 away from home this season. Their lineup was hitting the ball, but they've accounted for just a combined 2 total runs scored over the last 2 games, which has resulted, coincidentally, in 2 losses. Their pitching staff has been downright ugly. They're, 22nd in the league, team ERA of 4.33. They send Miles Mikolas to the hill. This isn't the early game. This goes off right after the show ends, like at 9:40 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I believe, 12:40 Eastern. They send Mikolas to the mound. Winless, 0-2, whopping ERA 5.70. As a matter of fact, the team has dropped all 5 of his outings this season. He doesn't strike out too many batters. Now, he doesn't walk too many either, but, and there's a big but, and you know how much I like a very big but he does give up a lot of hits, folks. Cincinnati's put up some good numbers. They rank 3rd in scoring. They average over 5.28 a game. 7th in pitching, team ERA 3.37. Today, Brady Singer takes the bump. All right, he's perfect. 4-0 with a 3.62 on the campaign. The team has won 4 of his 5 outings this season. He's been averaging about 6 innings pitched per outing. He's amassing a lot of strikeouts, and he has yet to allow more than 3 earned runs in any turn this season. I always feel that baseball is the most streaky of all the major sports. And you got to fade a losing team, and you got to stay with a red-hot team. So I want you to know the Reds are hot. I put up the wrong one. The Reds are hot. I'm sorry, guys. The Reds are hot, and the Cards are not. And when they travel, they're horrible. My apology. I got so excited over my free play. I put up the wrong battle. I have the Cincinnati Reds in Game 1, which goes off 9:40 a.m. Pacific, 12:40 Eastern. I really like this game. This almost made it as a premium play, guys. I don't put up games on the free plays that I don't think have a good chance of winning. I don't just put up throwaway games there. My free play games they hit at a monstrous percentage. but I always put up and save my best, highest rated, my best feeling on these games for my premium releases. And once again, I've got my $1 best bet today. I'm on a 9-1 baseball run. I have my 8-3 slam dunk overall. That's just my slam dunks, 8-3 this season. Not bad record, huh? 16-9 run in the NBA. I'm on a 12-7 run in the NHL. I've not one but 2 winners. My 21-10, that's documented slap shot, and my 66.6% power play. They're all posted right now in SportsMemo. I'm sorry about putting the wrong banner up, but I get so excited about my games that, what are you going to do? But I'm going to get you so excited you won't need a little blue pill tonight. I promise you that. Listen, we like to have fun here. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I don't have to be. You don't have to like me to follow my games and win money. You don't have to like Dan Kaiser or even Abby, even though they're a lot more likable than I am, I'll tell you that. I'd always say that I could give an aspirin to give a headache to an aspirin. Dan and Abby are a little more charming. I'm a little more entertaining. But I give you good content. Dan, Abby, the First Lady of Las Vegas, Stevie Seagrave, Sean Higgs, Jesse Shule, Sniper West. The guys that come on the show, the people that contribute to the show are the best in the business. SportsMemo has amassed the best collection of cappers on any website in this business. Any one of these guys would be number one on any other website, any other brand in this business. All right. So when you are a capper at SportsMemo, you've already achieved that level of success. But when you are one of the top leaderboard people at SportsMemo, because our numbers, guys, they're right there. We're transparent. All right. That means you really are the best in the business for that day, that week, that month, that season. And we have the best collection of cappers. We've got a lot more to talk about. And if you've missed any of the free plays, don't worry, we're going to run them down in a few minutes. Closing thoughts and come. Joe, you can send me to Brooklyn Bridge, brother. Russell, I love you. Russell, I got to be honest. I'm going to be very honest with you, Russell. I'm going to be honest with you. This isn't just what I do. This is who I am. We have some of the best police in the country here in Southern Nevada. We got North Las Vegas, Henderson, Highway Patrol, and we got Metro. And a lot of these police officers are friends of mine and do a lot for our local law enforcement because we can't do enough for our law enforcement. I want to tell you something, guys. A cop here in town gets off his shift, is on his way home, and he sees a crime. He ain't going to say, well, I punched out. I'm not on my shift. He's going to go do what he can to make people safe and stop that crime. Because that's not what he does. That's who he is. And that's what I am, guys. I'm not a general in the back of the war goes, go get him, guys, charge. I'm a sergeant in the trenches, blood and mud and sweat and dirty in the trenches with you. Because I'll never put out a game that I don't bet myself. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not full of crap. Even though I could blah, 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 but I never lie to you. You would see right through it. Okay? I wear my heart on my sleeve. A month and a half ago, we lost one of our dogs. I was crying on the air all week. I'm sorry. All right? I'm not sorry because I show
my... Was the dog or he or she? I forgot to ask.
The dog was our only boy. It was Dice.
Okay.
He got a little sick. We took him in. Then he had some other issues. And he crossed the Rainbow Bridge. And I will tell you guys, I love my dogs. They are my family. They are my children. Don't tell my son I said that. I love you, Joey. He's a United States Marine, but our dogs are our children. But by the way, Abby, all of my dogs are named after gambling. Parlay, Teaser, Jackpot, Dice, Flygout, and Keno. All named after gambling. But this isn't just what I do. This is who I am, guys. On winning days, I'm twice as happy because not only did I win my bets, I got you paid too. On losing days, I'm twice as upset because I lost my bets, and I know I let you down. I take a lot of pride in knowing that you trust me with your hard-earned money, and I take it to heart when I let you down. And I never lie about losses. As a matter of fact, I talk about losses more than I do wins. Why? Because there are few and far between, and they stick in my head more. Okay, and I really do feel bad. I know the cappers here at SportsMemo, none of us win 100%, but we are honest about our losing games, losing days, whatever. You know why? Because this is the best collection of cappers on the planet. Abby, Dan, Jesse, Sean, Sniper West, Dionne D'Amico, Stevie Seagrave. Guys, we talk about our losses because they really piss us off. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I've been married with the most wonderful woman in the world for 25 years. And I do have a letter into the Pope, to the Vatican, until when they get a new Pope, to the Vatican, to canonize her a saint. I don't know how anybody takes me for 25 minutes, let alone 25 years, but I will tell you this, guys. I will tell you that all the cappers here at Sports Memo are the best in the business. And we take it to heart when we have a bad day because we lose our bets and we let you down. So having said all that, I know I babble, but I am what I am. Popeye said that. Abby, you got any closing thoughts or comments you want to talk about before we run down free plays?
Nothing really. I'm just looking forward basically to the NBA games tonight. 2 games. Golden State, Houston, Minnesota, and the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers are done yet. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna win tonight. I don't know by how much, but I think they'll play with some pride tonight, and I think they'll win tonight. NHL, I like Winnipeg tonight. Nothing else. I'm just looking forward to the games tonight. That's also
great stuff. By the way, our buddy Russell, he watched me with Scott Pritchard a few months back. Hey, thank you, Russell. I appreciate that. Scott's a buddy of mine. He asked me to come on the show a few times, but unfortunately, my schedule clashes with his show schedule, and I just couldn't come on. He wanted me on his Thanksgiving show, wanted me on a couple of other shows, and I just couldn't. Want you to know, the days he does his show, I donate time at a senior center. I do pretty well. This business has been very well to me. Websites, sales rooms, pick phones, columns, shows, and my own personal betting. I've got quite a few properties and I own quite a few businesses, but I felt it was time to give back. So I'm at a senior center 5 days a week, exercising, playing games, doing socials, bringing in entertainment, and having a blast. So it's time for me to give back. But unfortunately, they depend on me there. And unfortunately, it clashes with Scott's show schedule. He's a good guy. He's a great guy, actually. He does a great show. He's got a lot of my friends on the shows. He's a great guy. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for that comment, Russell. Dan, closing thoughts and comments.
I got to get in early and often. I got a 5% play that goes off at 12:45. That's, I think, $25. I got a play that goes off mid-afternoon in baseball, and then 2 plays tonight. One is a $1 5% play.
Great stuff. And once again, Dionne D'Amico, the First Lady of Las Vegas, she had an off night last night. Overall, she is on fire, man. Her runs are great. 3-0 MLB run, 8-4 NBA run. She got a 5% play in baseball, her 10-2 home run play. She's got a $1 play for a 5% in basketball. It's her 3-0 NBA best bet. She has her NHL back of the net play. Yours truly. I'm on a 9-1 documented run in baseball. I have a $1 best bet posted. I'm on a 16-9 run in NBA. I have my 8-3 slam dunk. I'm on a 12-7 run in the NHL. I have probably my most popular hockey release, my slap shot there, 21-10 this season. And I have my power play, which are 66.6% this season. All of those are posted. Closing thoughts and comments. Once again, I have some workers coming next door. It's exactly next door to the house. I have 2 sets of workers coming next door. And Dionne's sending me text messages. Joey, I love you. Your voice drives me wild. That's not what she said, but she sent me a text message. I have some workers coming next door. And it is exactly next door. We're going to tell you guys, Vegas is great. And I live in a great neighborhood.
I'm surprised I don't hear any noise in the background. No noise.
There won't be noise today. Tomorrow. But no, guys, Vegas is great. And I do own properties that have a lot of property. But Spanish Trail's across the street. And the homes go from $500,000 to 40 million. Actually, the Sultan of Brunei's house that Michael Jackson was living in was like $50 or $60 million. Don't quote me. Somewhere in that neighborhood is there. So we live in a good neighborhood, but you don't have a lot of property. So right next door to me, dude, and I love this house. It's a great house. It's a great house. The greatest pool area in the world, all right? You'll see pictures on Twitter from time to starting after today because I am power washing today. But the houses don't have between each other. I don't even know what there is 20 feet, but you're going to hear a lot of noise in the next few days. I got to confirm what time they're coming tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday, it doesn't matter because we don't do our show. But I want to confirm if there is a show, you will just go on a schedule. If there isn't, I will know later today and put something out. The great folks at SportsMemo always give me their love and support. We have the best supporting cast also in this business, guys. The Detroit office, Ben and the whole crew, Chris and Mel and Missy and Kyle, they're just the best bunch. They really are. They do everything we need when we need it too, man. It's not easy to make handicappers happy. especially this bunch, because when you got the caliber cappers we got, and handicappers are like kids. They want something, they want it right now. And they find a way to be not just professional, but accommodating in a very quick manner. So I want to say thank you to the greatest, the best supporting cast in this business. Without them, we couldn't be here. I know I babble. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we run down the free plays and get on out of here?
I didn't promote my my 5% plays. You guys know already. My first 5% play at SportsMemo. NBA first half tonight. So take advantage of that for $1. 8-4 NBA run last 6 days.
Great stuff, Dan. Anything you want to talk about?
Did you see, or what do you think about Halliburton's dad and Giannis?
Oh yeah.
What was that about, Dan?
That was crazy. I saw that. I seen that.
Because it's after the game. His dad just came out and started yelling at Giannis, like, "That's what we fucking do. That's what we effing do." You know, like he actually did something, and Giannis goes like, "My parents, when my parents come to games, they don't even sit in the front row." You know, I've been, I disrespect. He goes, what's he doing? He's disrespecting me, and he just went up and just basically put his forehead to forehead. But it's pretty funny.
No, but Halliburton said that his dad was wrong to do that. That's what Halliburton said.
Yeah.
Well, you got to come out and make a statement. You know, it's kind of tough, guys. I think we've seen families of famous players. Mahomes' brother.
Oh yeah. Jackson Mahomes.
Oh my God, that guy's a train wreck.
I know.
They banned him from the stadium.
That guy's too much.
A lot of families can get into it. You know, what's funny is you see, even in Little Leagues, parents going berserk on an umpire or something. And competition is competition. But as a player, especially on this caliber, you're torn between showing class and representing your team and backing up your family. It's a fine line to put the player, your son, your nephew, your whatever, in that predicament is kind of wrong. I'll be honest. Yeah. You know, what can you do though? I did not see it. I did read a blurb about it, and that's the first I heard of it. We got to talk one more time about something that happened the other day when Shedeur Sanders. Dan, I went back and watched that. What those kids did to him. Oof! Did you see that, Abby?
Oh, the prank call?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was that's kind of disappointing. That's very disappointing.
It's disappointing, but at the same token, it's kind of like, it's kind of like somebody slipping on the ice somewhere. You don't want them to get hurt, but when you know they're okay, it's kind of funny. Does that make any sense, guys?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know, it's what can you do? I'm sorry.
I maybe it's because I'm old. But I just think he brings a lot of that on himself, you know.
Yeah.
You know, wearing Rolex watches when you're playing a game and then holding it up in front of the other team's student body. You know, you bring stuff like that on yourself. So hey.
Yeah, I get that too. You know, you lay down with dogs, so to speak, you're gonna wake up with fleas. So you create your own bed. You make your bed, you got to lie in it, I guess when you put yourself out there in a certain way, and you're going to get some negative feedback, I can say you've asked for it. You know, Giannis certainly didn't ask for what happened. I read a blurb, I didn't see it, but obviously, Dan, you told me what happened, and I take your word for it because But obviously, he didn't deserve that. But and it puts Halliburton in a very tough situation. You still got to go home and have dinner with Dad, I guess, from time to time, right? You know. Having said all that, guys, we babbled enough. Let's run down the free plays, talk about the deals, and get on out of here. Dan, what'd you have for everybody today?
I'll take the Dodgers minus the 1.5 against the Marlins.
Abby.
Atlanta, Colorado, under 10 runs.
Your sexy and savory host says in game one, which goes off in approximately 40 minutes, give or take. Take the Cincinnati Reds game one. I like the pitching matchups. I like the way the Reds are playing. I like the fact that the Cardinals are on the road. They're horrible on the road. Don't forget about the first lady of Las Vegas. Her first off night in quite a while over at SportsMemo. She's got a ton of free winners, including a $1 5% play. Let's talk about these discounts one more time. 30% off All cappers on the show, use code FAMILY30. It is $1 best bet Wednesday at SportsMemo. 5% plays are posted for $1. Friday is half price. Friday at SportsMemo. Joe D's discount, $3.99. Just email SportsMemo, say you saw it on the show. You'll get $3.99. Wait, just to let you know, May, June, July, August, September. Let's call it October. You got 6 months, got about 25, 26 weeks in there for $3.99. You do the math, guys. That comes to pennies on the dollar. Go over there. Go follow Joe D'Amico. He may be loud, he may be obnoxious, but he is a winner. Having said all that, my friends, tune into all the First Family shows for a ton of free winners, some great betting insights, and a few last two. On behalf of Dan, Abby, and us, the Dionne D'Amico, and myself, the First Family of Las Vegas, this is Joe D'Amico. Everybody out there, good luck and have a winning day.